Chapter 6 Island Come True. As though it were a living, breathing thing, Neverland seemed to sense that Peter was almost home. Like a puppy, it strained and wiggled to meet him at the door. Whenever Peter went away, the island slowed. The fairies slept, the wild animals nursed their babies, the pirates, the lost boys, and the Indians stopped fighting wars and just called each other names. With his return, however, the whole place started to rumble as if a train were coming. The Lost Boys set out to find Peter. The pirates started looking for the Lost Boys, and the Indians began looking for the pirates, and the wild animals started looking for the Indians. All of them went around and around the island, but at the same speed, so they never met. Let us take a moment to examine each group as it passes. The first to come our way are the Lost Boys. The number of Lost Boys varies. If someone grows up, which is against the rules, he is kicked out. Right now there are 6. They wear bear skins and carry daggers, and they creep through the bushes like soldiers in a single file. Leading the group is Toodles. Toodles has bad luck. The biggest adventures always seem to happen whenever he steps around the corner for a snack. When he returns, he inevitably finds the boys putting on bandages after a brilliant fight. He could be bitter about it, but Toodles is the sweetest and humblest Lost Boy. Next comes Nibs, the best dressed of the Lost Boys, followed by Slightly, who can carve whistles out of wood and dances to his own tunes. Slightly is the most arrogant Lost Boy. He sticks up his nose at everyone, so much so that sometimes you can see right inside it. Curly is the 4th boy. He's always getting into trouble. He has grown accustomed to taking the blame even if he didn't do it. Last are the twins. We will not describe them because no one can ever tell them apart anyway. Instead, let's move on to the pirates. Close behind on the boys' trail, they are a scary-looking bunch. Leading their ragged group is a handsome pirate, Ceccio, who behind him is a giant tattooed Bill Jukes. Next are Cookson and Gentleman Starkey. Starkey is the most polite of the pirates. Then come the Irish pirate Smee and Noodler, followed by a few more ruffians. Somewhere in the middle of this dark and dangerous group is Captain James Hook, the most feared pirate of them all. His beard is styled in long, shiny black curls, framing a sternly handsome face. His eyes are deep and black, unless he is plunging a hook at somebody, in which case his eyes sparkle bright and happy red. Hook is a different breed of pirate from the rest of the crew. He is a master storyteller. He speaks beautifully and softly, even when he is swearing, and is never more sinister than when he is being polite. After the pirates come the Indians. Creeping quietly like shadows, they carry tomahawks and knives. Among them is Tiger Lily, the most beautiful princess, whom none dare approach for fear that she will raise a hatchet at them. Behind them creep the beasts, lions, tigers, and bears, and other animals. The beasts are so hungry that their tongues are hanging out. Finally, there comes a giant crocodile. He is hungry too, but not just for any meat. No, he has a craving for something, or rather someone very specific. The boys stop first. They're getting tired. I wish Peter would come back already to tell us how Cinderella ends, Slightly said, out of breath. Toodles was about to respond when the boys heard the pirates walking and singing in the distance. The Lost Boys had stopped, but the pirates were still coming. Peter had trained the boys well, and they knew exactly what to do. In a flash, they each ran to a nearby tree. Instead of climbing up, however, the boys went down. The trees were hollow, each with a hole in it, exactly as big as one of the boys, and all leading to the same underground cave. Hook had heard about these cave doors, and thought it silly that each boy had his own tree. For his purposes, however, it suited him just fine. 7 trees would be easier to find than 1. The pirates soon arrived in the clearing where the Lost Boys had just been. While the others fanned out to continue their search, Hook and Smee stayed behind. I think I spotted that boy Nibs, Captain Smee said. Shall I run after him? I could tickle him with my sword. No, Hook said. I want them all, especially their captain Peter Pan. He cut off my arm and threw it to the passing crocodile. He's waved his iron claw in the air. One of these days I'm going to shake his hand with this hook. Is that why you fear crocodiles? Smee asked. Not all crocodiles, Hook replied. Just that one. It thought my arm was so tasty that it has followed me ever since, licking its lips, just waiting to eat the rest of me. The only reason it has not caught me yet is that it swallowed the clock, which ticks inside it. I always hear that beast coming and run away. One day the clock's battery will die, Smee said. The ticking will stop. Aye, Hook agreed darkly, sitting down on a mushroom. It was a strangely warm mushroom. Hook thought. Standing up, he pulled at the top of the mushroom and discovered that it easily came off. The headless mushroom then started to smoke. Why, it wasn't a mushroom at all. It was a chimney. Down the chimney, Hook heard voices. It was the Lost Boys. He had found their cave. Looking around now, he could also see holes in 7 of the nearby trees. The entrances! I heard them say that Peter is away, Shmi whispered. Hook smiled and nodded. He carefully replaced the mushroom top. He had a plan. Let's return to the ship, Hook said. We will bake a cake for them and leave it on Marooner's Rock in Mermaid Lagoon. The boys are sure to find it and gobble it up, and it will make them sick, so that we can more easily capture them. Oh, how Hook and Smee laughed as they walked back to the boat. Soon, however, another sound replaced their laughter. It was the sound of ticking. Hook stopped short, shuddering. Run, Shmi yelled, but Hook was already gone. The crocodile's gonna get him. Chapter 7, The Wendy Bird.